We just took a family trip last week. Came up kind of out of the blue, but there was also a priority that I had that was supposed to take place last week, and it was this major drywall job that I had just picked up. It might not be major to most people, but to me, it was a pretty big deal. So I wasn't sure I was going to get this job or not. I went and bid this. It was just a little side quest, side work situation, and I knew that the guy had some other quotes, so I didn't know if I was going to be, too high or too low or whatever the case may be. Sunday of 2 weeks ago, I should say, or 2 Sundays ago, at 6 o'clock in the evening, the guy would hit me up and say, I got the job. And I was like, oh shit. I've already made plans to go down to Mississippi. That came up. And it's 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. And Buddy's thinking I'm going to start this job on Monday morning. And I'm like, yo, hey, thank you for letting me get the job. But something came up and, it's going to be a week before I can get to it. So this guy wasn't very happy about that. But eventually he would be like, okay, fine. We can start it the following Monday, which was this Monday. I was apologetic, whatever the case may be. He was eventually understanding about the situation. So we go down to Mississippi. Now going down to Mississippi, we're driving down there because Joe don't got no good ID to fly with. Now you need a real ID. Joe ain't got that. You got to have the real ID. And to get a real ID, man, you need a passport, a birth certificate, a bill of sale, a freaking mule, a camel, and 2 chickens. I don't even know what you need to get a real ID, but I'm not going through no airport getting caught up by TSA because my ID ain't no good. So we're driving this thing. And usually when we drive, we've done this before, we'll do it in 2 days. It's 15 hours, 15 plus hours. It's like 15 and a half hours. So we'll break that up into 2 days, but not this time. This time was different because I had to be back on Monday morning. We were leaving I think we left on Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock in the evening to go down there. We drive from 6 o'clock in the evening till 10 o'clock the next day, and we get there. And man, I am exhausted. I didn't drive the whole thing. I drove a lot of it. Me and my wife, we were splitting it up. But it was nonstop. It was in the middle of the night. My eyes are bad. I got glasses that still don't help. And it was raining. And my eyes are really horrible when it's raining outside. But nonetheless, we made it safely down there. And the whole time we were down there, I'm trying to enjoy this, but all I can think about is this trip back home. And the fact that we got to leave on Sunday and we got to be back on Sunday. So the game plan's like we're going to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, and that way we can get back. Well, fast forward to Saturday evening. We're eating dinner. The game plan's changed a little bit to possibly leaving Saturday night. That's what we end up doing. So we're leaving, and my wife is hearing this funny noise coming from the car, and I'm trying to downplay it. I can hear it too. I don't know if it's coming from like the back of the car or the engine. I don't know what the hell the noise is. But I ain't trying to think about this because I got 15 hours to drive. So we get out of town, and we're probably about like 2.5 hours into the drive. And we are in the middle of freaking nowhere. It's nighttime. There ain't a town for miles. The next town is like 30 miles away. And all of a sudden, this shit was like a freaking movie. All of a sudden, like the alert comes on the car. Low tire pressure. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. That noise we were hearing was probably something in the tire or the tire shredding completely. See, we take my wife's vehicle down there and she needs some new tires on the vehicle. They're not completely bald, but they're pretty damn low. And I've been worried about these tires. So I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, man, we're showing metal. This tire is about to shred to pieces, man. And it's Saturday night going into Sunday morning. I got to be back in Virginia Monday morning to start a drywall job. This customer's not going to hear the fact that I can't start this again. But more important, I got my family in the car, my wife and my 2-year-old son, and we are in the middle of freaking nowhere. All I can think is we're going to be stranded on the side of the road. I don't know what's going on with this wheel. We got 30 miles till the next major population hub. I can't even remember where that was. I got to look at my GPS to remember. But we find this little small podunk freaking gas station just right off the exit. That was the only thing that there was. So we stopped there and I look at the tire and folks, there's the biggest, dumbest freaking screw sticking through the tire. But I'm actually happy about this because it's not the tire shredding to pieces. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yo, we might be able to ride on this screw for another 1,000 miles because that's what we got. We got 1,000 miles we got to go. So mind you, by the time we get to this gas station, the alert on the tire had already been on for like 30 minutes and the tire pressure was already on like 10. That shit's supposed to be on like 32. So I'm like, damn, man. I put some air in the tire. I got to get some quarters from this little small podunk gas station. I get some air, I fill the tire up, and we get going because we got no other options. There's nothing else we can do. We got to drive on the tire and try to figure this situation out. So I'm like, yo, we could call like AAA, or we could call like a 24-hour roadside service or some shit like that. Like, or maybe we're going to have to stay in a hotel and just figure this thing out on Sunday. There ain't going to be no tire shops open on a Sunday. So we make it to the next place. Man, I can't remember the name of this, and it wasn't even really that much. All that they had, though, was a big, truck gas station, one of those Pilots. You've got the Pilots, you've got the Loves, you got the TAs. Well, this Pilot, man, this was a great find right here. So we stop here, and I still got no idea what to do. Okay, I'm not even thinking about nothing except, man, we can probably end up in a hotel room. My son's asleep in the car. My wife's somewhat freaking out. I'm not really freaking out about this, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So I go in and I'm talking with the cashier. He is now my bona fide mechanic. I'm like, yo, man, do you know anywhere I can get this tire fixed at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday? And he's like, hell no. He's like, yo, but I sell the plug kit. And I ain't even think about that. Hey, man, I ain't even think about that. So the plug kit was like $13. But the screw's big as shit. I ain't got a pair of pliers. I ain't got shit. But anyways, this Pilot, they got like all the tools. So I buy me a pair of the channel locks, and I buy me the tire plug kit. Now, I hate to say this because this is going to make me sound about as incompetent as all get out. But, yo, I ain't never plugged no tire. I've seen it done. I've taken my car and my vehicles to these little hole-in-the-wall tire places, and I paid $20 or $50 to get a plug put in or get a patch put on a nail in a tire. And when I saw that it was this big screw, I wasn't that concerned. I knew that it could be done, but I ain't never done it before. I got no air compressor. I ain't got no tools. I ain't got no light. It's dark as shit outside. I buy the tire kit. I buy the pliers. I come back. My wife's like, yo, what did you find out? I'm like, yo, I got it. I'm about to do this shit myself. And she's like, are you kidding me? You've never done this before. You're going to leave us stranded on the side of the road. And now I'm feeling like, God, what if I do, though? But I'm also thinking to myself, what's the worst that's going to happen? Because we're screwed either way. I either attempt to do this or I don't. Regardless, we're screwed either way. So I back the car up to the air pump. I take the big-ass pliers out. Yo, I still got the bag that I got from the freaking Pilot place right here. I still got the pliers in here. Look at this. I'm proud of myself for this shit, man. Look, bang, there's my big old plier. These things were only $13 at the Pilot truck stop, which is crazy because at Lowe's, these are more than that. So I got me a nice pair of channel locks out of the damn truck stop gas station. And then I got me the shiv right here, right? This is the little shiv joint right here. You had this in prison? Your God body in prison was something like this. Hey, this is like a Glock 19 in prison. Okay, you got that guy right there. Then you got the cement right here. Sorry, this shit's all blurry. And then you got these little plug jimmies right here, right? Oh, and then you got the other shiv right here. Boy, you got both of them shits. Hey, you Edward Scissorhands up in the prison system. Man, could you imagine being the smallest little scrawny son of a bitch up in the cell block, but you got two of these? Boy, you got two AK-47s in your hand, man. You could take down the entire Georgia prison system with how out of control that shit is. It ain't like the guard's gonna help you in there. Christian said just put a spare tire on. Listen, man, I'm not a mechanic, but that's a great thought, and I thought about it. The problem with a spare tire is them donuts ain't rated but for like 50 miles at 50 miles an hour. I got 1,000 miles I gotta go, and I'm driving 90 the whole way. You know, when you get on 85 or 95, man, you got the truckers doing 80. Redskin Chris, you know what I'm talking about, man. Hey, if you getting past in an 18-wheeler, man, get out the way. So I back the car up, back that joint right up to the air pump. And I get up there with the pliers, right? And I pull out that big-ass screw. I should have kept it. I was going to make a chain out of it. Man, all the air went out of that tire. So you take the one little shiv, this guy right here, which has got the file on it, and you just shank that joint a little bit. You crank it like a chainsaw, like Dave used to say, right? So you bore out the hole a little. What you want to do is you want to make the hole in the tire even bigger than it already is. This bitch sitting on the rim. It's 10:30 at night. Joe shanking a tire. Yeah, man. So now we got no air in the tire, and then you take the little thing right here, the little plug piece, and you stick it through here, right? And then you put the cement all over it, and you stick it in there. So I get the tire. Yee! I yeet that joint. Yee! I get it in, right? And then I'm thinking to myself, I got this plug all the way in. I'm like, well, how I get this out? Because the patch goes through this thing like a freaking sewing needle. But I guess I didn't even realize that. It's got like an open end. I thought when you pulled it out, it just broke the the plug into two pieces. No, the thing actually slides between the end here. There's an opening so it can get out. I just realized that, sharing this story with you guys. So, man, I patch up the tire. I don't even know if you're supposed to wait or anything, but I just start putting the air back in the tire, and I'm using my hand back there because I ain't got no soap bottle like they be doing at the little corner store. Yeah, I just put my hand back there, and I don't feel nothing. So I fill the tire up, and, hey, all of a sudden, I'm whistling Diesel. All of a sudden, I'm Cletus McFarlane, or whatever buddy's name is. Like, I'm a pilot. I'm an auto mechanic, right? Yo, I fill the tire up and that joint ain't leaking. Yo, I just saved us $1,000 of roadside assistance because that's probably what that shit would have cost. And do you know that we drove 1,000 miles on that plug and that joint ain't lose a drop of air? And let me tell you how I know. Because I had the tire sensor meter thing pulled up on the dash for 1,000 miles. That's what I was looking at. And that joint ain't drop a PSI. Not a one. So then you know what I thought when I did this? I was like, man. And you know what this cost me? It cost me $13 for the pair of pliers and $13 for the plug kit. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm about to start me a tire repair service, a roadside tire repair service. You could probably make a killing doing this. All you need is an air compressor and a plug kit. Can you imagine what a person would pay? I got a family in the car. Listen, I'll give you my wallet so that we can make it home safely. Like, when you're in that type of a dire situation and you don't know no better, what wouldn't you pay? I mean, obviously you don't want to pay a whole hell of a lot, but Joe, there's probably good money in that. Roadside tire repair service. Felonious tire people. I need a business for